This is Space Haven Alpha 17 release with Quite Handsome. I'm going through and trying to do a little tutorial for Space Haven. What I have found is if you're getting started, you can follow the tutorial they give you, or you can, I think the best thing to do is start with the abandoned mining platform. You want to give a game name for your save and select abandoned mining platform and move forward. The reason I suggest the mining platform for the game is it gives you a very slow start and doesn't drop you in the action, but allows you to learn a lot of the systems before you actually have to manage your crew. For the settings for difficulty, go on and select Peaceful. Like I said, this is just a beginning. You're just learning the systems before you get started. The only thing I would change in this is I would go into Edit, come down and take off the facility wear and tear, items breaking. We're going to continue down. We want a little bit of interstellar travel threat, so we'll select little for that. Derelict, we want very high resources because whenever we collect derelicts, we want to really maximize what we get from them. It's a dangerous proposition collecting anything from a derelict. The other thing we're going to do is we're going to modify our starting sector a little bit. We want to add 3 claimable ships. The reason we're doing this is we're going to start with one of these ships. So it gives us a little bit of a head start. We don't have to build our first ship entirely from scratch. It allows us to get a little bit of a leg up. I don't know if you can hear in the background. My cat is literally batting around a jingle bell. Alright, Sheriff. This looks good. They're a hero. They have 5 weapons, but a maximum of 8. We like this. Usually I re-roll the initial crew I get, no matter, well, not no matter what. I'm looking for high weapons skill, at least potential, and a decent trait. So usually it's pretty quick to go through. Here's another high weapon skill. Bloodlust is pretty decent. Psychopath is not bad either. Let's see what we got. Another psychopath, excellent. They're gonna do well on my ship. Crazy cat. Wants to do drugs more than average. That's fine. Alright, the other thing that we need to look for is someone with an industry that can at least grow up to 5. So we have that. A decent botany potential is also important, and we have that. So this crew looks okay to me. There's might be a weakness somewhere. Wherever it is, I'll find it. Like I said, we're just getting started. Who knows how long this crew will actually live. First thing I want to do, pause the game. You can do that with the spacebar or coming up here and hitting pause. Welcome to Space Haven. Great. Close. I do not care about the objectives. I should have turned those off. That's fine. This is the starting base. You can actually survive in the starting base for quite a while, so no big concerns there. This will give us an opportunity to see a little bit of what will be required for our ship and how these different systems interact and support our crew. First thing we will do is go and take a look here. This is grow area. We got some grow rooms or grow beds. We can go and select root vegetables. They only take 1 skill in botany. The fruits, botany 4, botany 5 for nuts and seeds. So really botany 1 is all that we can grow. Because I believe the highest botany we have from anyone on our team was 2 or 3, which means they wouldn't be able to grow anything like the fruits for botany 4. They can't grow the nuts and seeds at botany 5, so they are stuck. Root vegetables. One of the things I'll do in here, they give you a CO2 producer. The CO2 producer is not that, well, it is useful. It's producing CO2. The plants need CO2 to grow. You have a water collector, absorbs extra humidity from here. That's great. They also give you a gas scrubber, which gets rid of CO2. Well, I don't want it getting rid of my CO2. I want the CO2 in here, so I'm gonna stop it. And this room is pretty much taken care of. As soon as my crew wants to start growing something, they'll come in here and start planting. The next area in the base is the industrial area. We have a oxygen producer that I'm just gonna shut off right now, and I'm gonna turn off logistics to it. Logistics means they won't bring any water to it, so we won't waste any water here, and we won't dump any oxygen in here. We don't need oxygen in this room. In fact, it's probably better to not have oxygen in this room. This is isolated already. They'll come in, keep their spacesuits on eventually, and work in here. If there were oxygen, these machines that produce a bunch of heat could catch fire. And we don't want them catching fire. So we will keep oxygen from being produced in this room, and there won't be any fire hazard. Alright, going around the room. Next, we have a composter. We can ignore that for now. We don't need that. Metal refinery. Again, we'll click on that, clear out the tasks from there, turn off logistics, and just stop it entirely. We don't need that. Got a recycler, which doesn't have any jobs. We're going to turn off logistics and stop that as well. We've got a microweaver. Again, we don't need it. We've got a water purifier. We don't need this. And we've got a assembler. Again, we don't need this. Now, you may notice I skipped over some things in this room. I skipped over the lights. I skipped over the gas scrubber. We can leave the gas scrubber in here. If we ever run anything in here, it'll be good to actually absorb the toxic or hazardous gases. And then we got the power nodes. They're positioned okay to not cause us any problems. This is the majority of the rest of the base. We have a couple areas of interest here. First, we have a medical bed. We've got 4 of them, which seems excessive. I'm going to go and I'm going to turn off logistics to them. I do not believe they actually need medical supplies to help our people. I'm going to leave them all on, but I'm not gonna load them up with medical supplies, and I'll explain that later. We've got a spacesuit locker, that's fine. We've got the water collector, which will pull water out of the atmosphere. We've got a solar panel, that's great. We have our system core, our main computer core, that's fine. Oxygen generator, this is okay. We need some oxygen for our crew to actually breathe. This is the living area. I'm assuming they would like to breathe. We've also got a gas scrubber. Once again, this will remove hazardous gas smoke in case there's a fire, and it will keep CO2 from building up because we don't have any plants to balance that. Over here, we've got the toilet. Not much to say about that. We've got a bunch of bunk beds. Looks like sleeping for 10. Got the main crew kitchen and hangout area. We will come back to this in just a moment. Over here we've got a hangar with an airlock that they'll use to get in and out of ships most of the time when it's an automated task. We've got the storage areas, 3 of them here. One of the things we're going to go and do is turn off food consumption in these areas. We don't want them eating food straight out of here. And once again, I'll talk about that in a little bit. We have the main power generator. That's fine. We need power. They have a facility here, a hull stabilizer. I'm going to turn that off. We're not traveling anywhere. We don't need a hull stabilizer. We have a tool station. We need tools so we can build stuff and repair stuff, so I'll keep that on. We have the thermal regulators, which keep the temperature nice in here for the crew, which is important. We have the next hangar. We've got some pods here. A mining one, it's yellow. Construction ones are red, and a shuttle. We also add a second shuttle over here. So we've got 2 shuttles, 3 construction pods, and a mining pod. That's more than enough for right now. We have another gas scrubber, that's fine. We've got 2 more oxygen generators in here. So in total, in this area, we have 1 over here and 2 more over here. That's 3 oxygen generators. I like to have about 1 oxygen generator per 6 crew members, so I have exactly 6, and 1 extra. So I only need 1 or 2 of these oxygen generators. I'm going to stop this far one. We'll keep the one here that's supplying oxygen mostly this area. We'll keep this one, it's a little closer to the door. But this far one, no logistics. Don't take water over there. We don't need it producing oxygen. Okay. Last part that I skipped over is the crew area. So this little area is where your crew will go to relax. And if we go and see, click in this lower right corner at the view modes, and we go over to the armchair, we can see comfort. Make sure and go and select the leisure. We can see they love this area. That is great. We can also go back to sleep and we can see, oh, this sleeping area is also good. That is nice. We can go and check where they like to work. Apparently it's nice to work in the med bay or in the leisure area. Everywhere else, work comfort's negative, but you can't do much about that. Let's go back to the leisure though. We can see we have music. This is from the jukebox over here. We have some nice seats. That's exciting. We've got light in here, which is also nice, and the table. So everything about this is really making people happy. We have the kitchen over here, which doesn't provide any negatives, so you might as well dump that in the leisure area. That allows people to go and get their food, go to the table, sit down, and eat, which is exactly what we want. But we're going to go to the kitchen first, and we are going to go to settings. This was intimidating to me at first. It's not intimidating. What you have to realize that from here is red values are bad, green values are very good, yellow values are sufficient. Our crew will come into the kitchen. They'll grab 9% of a crate of fruit, 17% of a crate of vegetables, 6% of a crate of meat, and 7% of the crate of nuts and seeds, and they will make one prepared meal and eat it. It's very nice. We can see it gives good, no toxins, gives them some vitamins, gives them a good amount of carbs, gives them enough fat, protein, and a lot of food value. We're also at 39%, so each day they come in and get a meal, they'll use 39% of a crate total because of all these percentages. I'm going to turn this down a little bit. These don't have to be all green. They can be yellow, and as long as they don't go red, everything's a little better. So it was 39%, it's now 30%. We've extended our food supply. It said 55 days. I wonder if it actually is 55 days. Probably. If we go in here, we see I turn any one of these down, numbers overall go red. So if I turn fruit down, I don't have enough vitamins, mostly. You can see fruit gives you mostly vitamins. These other things turn red, but I could adjust them. But the fact that I don't have enough vitamins, the easiest way to bring up that vitamin number is with fruit. Root vegetables, I turn these down. Once again, protein and food value goes down. I'd like to keep that up. Root vegetables are the easiest thing to grow and provide a decent amount of food value. So that's why I choose to make 14% of a crate the amount they use. This is almost half of their meal is root vegetables. If we drop down the artificial meat, we see that they lose a lot of protein. 2 protein just from that little bit. So we're going to keep that up. And then if we turn down the nuts and seeds, we see once again they lose a little bit of protein, they lose a lot of food value. This is, as far as I can tell, well, this is my preference for what settings to use for meals. I could go and turn down nuts and seeds and turn up root vegetables, and where do I have to do to actually get enough protein back? I have to turn it all the way up to 23. So 38, that's not good. I don't like that. I could instead turn up protein, and now I'm using less nuts and seeds, but more meat. Really, meat is a little bit harder for me to come by, so I'd rather use the nuts and seeds. I can at least grow those once I have a botanist with the appropriate skill. So like I said, these are the settings I use: 7, 14, 3, 6, and then I'm just not gonna touch it again. That's the kitchen. Now, up here we can see the crew that we have. We have someone with a 5 in the shooting skill. Did I check? Yeah. Okay. A 3 with an accuracy of 36. 3 with an accuracy of 42, 3 with an accuracy of 30, 3 accuracy 42, 2 with an accuracy of 27. Not sure who I'm putting on my away team yet. Hopefully Amelia will be one of them with her high weapon skill, high accuracy. Let's go and see the tasks, the priorities of our people. Right now, anyone who's not good at research, I'm not going to have do research. We'll leave that untouched for now. Industry. You want someone up to level 5 industry ASAP. So it will be one of these two. Everyone else, one of these three, everyone else is off industry. Miners. I'll have one miner for now. I would like two, but one's okay. Maintenance, if they can do it, they will. Unless they have a skill of 1. If they got a skill of 1, don't even bother. 1 or 2. You guys don't need to do maintenance. Medical, well, you're going to be my doctor because you don't have hardly any skills. And I will actually turn you on maintenance and construction just a little bit. Botany. You are my botanist, which means I'm going to, I'll leave you. I'll turn down research a little bit. Your focus should be the plants, and you'll be a doctor if you have to be. Nothing there. We actually want to load up our botanist. So that's the plan at this point. Industry. We have to pick someone to do industry. Lenora, I think she had a 2 for the shooting skill, so I'm going to zero out everyone else, and Lenora won't be my industry person. Looks like everyone has some tasks, or Lenora will be my industry person. Everyone has some tasks. She will focus on industry, do logistics if she has to, do construction after that. We've got a researcher, which is fine. There's nowhere for them to research, so they'll probably just do logistics and construction. Same for our miner for a minute. Callan is nothing, and Amelia will do construction. So from this, I'm going to select my crew that will first for away team. It'll be 4, that's the maximum that fit in a shuttle. Might as well load it up. We will grab people who can do construction because after the away mission, you are likely to convert those people into tearing apart the ship. So Bruce, who doesn't really do construction, would be a poor choice for this. But Amelia, Kaylin, Diesel, and Kendall all would be good. Lenore would also be good, but she's got industry she's got to work on. So I don't want her to be construction. She'd actually be better than Amelia, but no. Amelia's going because Lenore has to stay and Bruce has to stay. So Amelia, Kaylin, Diesel, and Kendall. Going to draft them down here. Hit that draft button. Go on and hit Control 1 to hotkey that the group is easily selectable. So if I select someone else like Lenora and go and I hit 1, I get my whole crew back. And I'm going to send them over here to pick up weapons. And usually weapons aren't this great. We can go check overview and see, yes, our weapons are in fact over here. Go back to 1 and let them proceed again. So we have the whole crew down here. We can grab a shotgun, equip it, grab a shotgun, equip it. Unfortunately, we're out of shotguns, so everyone else gets pistols, and we're back to a fully armed crew. We're gonna send them down into the shuttle because we are gonna go exploring. Okay, from this we can see there's a derelict ship here that is not claimable. We've got 3 claimable derelict ships, and we picked 3 claimable derelict ships from the beginning, so that makes sense. We also have the build space that the game is expecting us to use because of the mining start that we picked. We're not going to go with that. You could if you wanted to, but we're not going to go with that. I'm going to come over here to build a new ship. I'm going to take this square, that is the 2x2 square that they gave us, and I'm going to throw it in the trash and exit. And now it's gone, and we don't have to worry about the building area that they wanted us to use. Let's zoom back in on our base, select the shuttle, and wait for our people to enter it. Now you can see them moving, plop, 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 and you can see the 4 people shown here, and you can see their names listed here. Let's go down, and the first thing I want to look at is this non-claimable ship. We have to find some place to dock. It looks like we're gonna have to dock just at a random location. Part of the hull has been blown up here. They don't have a airlock, so we'll use the hole that's already present. And one of the things you can do is speed it up a little bit if you want to bring the crew over. Now, we drafted 4 and brought them over here. That doesn't mean that the rest of the crew isn't doing anything. They're already working. If we freeze and look back, Bruce is planting stuff. This is good. He's our botanist. Lenora, she is carrying to facilities. So she's doing a logistics task, and she's going to be supplying water to the oxygen makers, or who knows what else. But she is busy at work. I like this crew. The fact that the botanist and the industrialist stay behind, it's a good combination we lucked into. So let's come back to shuttle. Let's watch it not dock, but stop outside the ship. We're gonna tell our crew to get out of it. And oh, scary. There is a robot here. You guys had better shoot that robot. And it apparently shot a lot else as well. Alright, I'm gonna have a move into the area, and someone go and pick up this item in data log. So they picked up 33 credits, and we're going to pick up the data log as well. Diesel's team lead, I guess. Gonna just pop through these doors. Robots. Shoot the robots. They will automatically shoot the robots. They are hostile. Alright. We can see here the side of a X3 power core. That's exciting. I wish this were on the claimable ships, but it's alright that it's on the non-claimable derelict. We will take it apart and learn some stuff. We got big engine. That's nice as well. We can select the darkness, and they will try and find a way into wherever. Find the pathing area. This looks like the bridge. We got a couple control consoles. Don't need those. We've got a grow bed. That's nice. Take that apart. And you can see right now, fully explored the ship. They say you can undraft your crew. It would probably be advantageous. I'm not going to bother. We're going to continue drafted because we got other ships to look at. What I'm going to do, zoom out, select the area of the ship, and going to go to transfer, select all the resources this ship has, except for that human foot, don't want that, and send it over to the base, the mining base. The other thing, I'm going to go over to salvage, tell them start ripping this thing apart. We need all the salvage. And the two remaining, Bruce and Lenora, may come over and start those tasks. Actually, they won't both do it, because if we go, Bruce doesn't do construction, which I believe means he won't salvage. Only Nora can do construction, so she might salvage. First, she'll try and do industry, which there aren't any industry jobs. Then she'll do logistics, so she'll fill up everything, and then she'll go salvage if there's nothing else for her to do. So that's okay. She won't start right away, but if she finishes her logistics, she'll start salvaging. So here's the crew moving along. The next thing the away team will do is I'm going to look at one of these ships. I'm going to go to this one with a nice big build area. There's some ways to compensate if you don't have a big build area, but it is nice to start with a big build area. What I'm looking for in a salvageable ship in this starting sector is a X3 power core. X3s are difficult to research up to build, but they're very, very efficient. So if I can manage to get one on a salvaged ship, it sort of takes care of the power core situation for a while. I like it. You might not get lucky. You might have to spend more time, more floor plan building the regular power cores. I don't know. Maybe I should pick the worst ship in this just to show you can even proceed with a terrible ship. Well, terrible. Not ideal. Oh, there's lots of robots. So I wanted to make sure they were all clear of the wall before I told them start shooting. Then they started shooting. Blasting. We got shotguns. See the spread with the shotguns? I don't love the spread. They usually have to get closer, and I don't like my crew getting that close. Kendall's hurt, but that's alright. Go through and explore. I like to click just outside the doors. Usually everyone will catch up and someone will get a command to move into the door area. Actually, let me come back here first. Just pop through. I don't think there's any robots here. We may have destroyed all the robots. We'll come back, click just outside the door. Someone's got a job to go stand in the doorway. Once they open it, everyone else can shoot through it. It's really unnecessary because we can see around the doorway. Once again, continue drafted. We now have a ship. It's got an oxygen generator, a couple consoles, and bathroom, some tables, nothing really great on this ship. It's got a nice build plane, but that is it. So we're gonna tell our team to leave. I'm thinking I probably won't claim this ship, which is good. I'll just salvage it. We loaded our people back in the shuttle. Let's look at the next potential ship. That one's got an engine core. This one. We'll go look at the engine core one. I doubt it's got a power supply on it that I'm interested in. I think it just has the engine core that I don't have fuel for. But we'll take a look. And speed up time. So my people dock. Kick them out. Make sure they're selected and start moving them through the ship. Pop that door. Let's come into here. Let's go here. This is probably the bathroom. It's the bathroom. So looks like there was no danger on this ship. Exactly as I expected. There's also no power core. Oh, there is a power core, but it's an X1, not an X3. So it's nice. This is not a terrible option, and I may actually pick this one if there's not an X3 in the other claimable ship. So we're going to continue as drafted and send our away team back towards the shuttle and tell them to go. So this is not a terrible ship to pick. It's got a engine I can't fuel, the smallest of the advanced power cores, but still better than building my own ship. Alright, this one does not have a airlock, so we will see what we're capable of actually finding here. And like I said, we are looking for the X1 power core, and we found bugs. I try and not shoot up the station or the ship too much. Alright, team. Oh, they did. Let's fly over here into the air and they can start shooting. Oh, this looks like an X3. It's lucky. Come here. Reshuffle a little bit if you want. Yeah, that's an X3. This is my claimable. I'm going to claim this ship. We are going to undraft all. Finally, which undrafts everyone here as well as the shuttle. We want to grab this build area and we want to claim this ship. Zooming in, we can see, let's let it run for a second. We've got the X3 power core, which is very nice. A scrubber, a toilet. We have a little crew area, some beds. We have some thermal regulators, some big holes in our ship, and our bridge has a navigation console, but we don't have any engines. So this is a mess. It will take a bit of work to actually get this space worthy, but we will try. go over to the construction, go to the sketch, and look at the issues we have. I don't know how I'm going to do this, because I can't seal this up while that exists. Let's draw what's necessary to actually seal this. This hole right here is not very good. It's not necessary that I take care of it right now, but I will anyway. And then, because my ship parked so close, I actually can't seal up any of those holes. This is not good. At some point, I will be able to. What I will do in the meantime is we will go and find the airlock, the X1 airlock, and we will stick it. Can I stick it here? No. Where can I put this? There isn't any place I can put this yet, so we need to expand a section of the hull out far enough that we can actually place an airlock. So let's do that down here. Airlock needs at least that much space. Said at least that much space. And let's activate this much of the sketch. Start trying to fill in the holes in the ship and give me enough place for an airlock. Once I build the airlock, this section here will be freed up and I can finish patching this ship. The other thing I want to do now that I've claimed this ship is they will immediately come over and start cleaning. Do not clean this ship. I actually don't want them doing any logistics here. Don't bother bringing food over here yet. Don't bother powering this thing yet. Don't do anything till we have it sealed up and some stuff moved around. Alright, they're scrapping this one. Eventually we'll have them scrap these two and mine these resources. That is a low priority task right now though, so we won't have them focus on that. And this was how I would recommend starting out a game of Space Haven. I realize I covered a lot of material. We talked about the base that we have. We talked about sending our crew around and having them investigate stuff, and eventually claiming a ship that is going to be our new home, our way out of here, away from this base, because eventually we would run out of resources. But if we have a ship, we can travel the galaxy, collecting resources, meeting new and interesting people, and that's really what we want to do. So have a safe adventure, and I will see you next time.